So you got your brand new Marias Puck 4 dive computer, whether you got the console mount or you got the wrist style mount, they are the same module, but it's time to change, say, your battery in it. How easy is that to do, and can you actually swap these back and forth? Can you use the wrist style on a console or vice versa, use the console on the wrist? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to not only replace the battery and not only how to swap them back and forth, but maybe you do like the wrist style, but you would rather have a bungee system instead of the watch style strap system. Today's video, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to swap all this out. What's up, guys? It's Brian again from Lake Kicker Scuba and Marina. If you are new to our channel, do me a huge favor. Hit this little subscribe button right here and ding that little bell as well. That way you guys are going to be notified every time we upload new content. Now, in the last couple of videos, we've been talking about the Marias Puck 4 dive computer. I showed you how I changed out the Puck 4 from, say, the Puck Air system, and I talked a little bit about why I used it as well. And then, of course, in our last video, I showed you all the different settings that you can scroll through and how you can use this, not only as a recreational computer, but also how you can use it as a tech computer as well, or even just a backup to your tech computer. But in today's, I'm going to specifically show you how you can get into the back of this, change out the batteries, and then how you can also swap it between the wrist, the console, or even the bungee setting as well. So with that being said, let's jump into today's video and learn a little bit more about the Marias Puck 4 dive computer. Alright guys, so we're going to start with the battery replacement on this computer. It's a very simple and easy procedure to go through. We'll start with the wrist style computer first, then we'll move over to the console style, and then I'll show you how you can swap them back and forth, and I'll even show you how you can add, say, a bungee system if you don't like the watch style system. But here on the wrist style, it's a very simple battery replacement. If you look at the back here, it's just like all the other Puck style computers from Marias, even their older series. You're going to have a little battery cover plate, and it's just got a little slot in it. Now, what you do not want to do is use a screwdriver for this. You actually just want to simply use a quarter. So get out a quarter, you're going to stick in that little slot, and you're going to simply turn it to the left. This battery plate will simply pop off. There is an O-ring around that battery plate. You want to make sure it pops out as well. Then you can very easily take your battery out, replace it with a new one. It does take a CR 2450 battery. You're going to replace that in. And then one thing that I would encourage you to do, even if you've got several different batteries just laying around spare for this, you do want to make sure that you purchase the proper battery kit for this. It is going to come with a new O-ring, and a lot of times it's going to come with a new back plate as well, because this can very easily become damaged when you remove this plate. So the battery kits are going to come with all the parts that you're going to need. But if it's a spur of the moment, you're on a dive trip and you can't find a battery kit, you can very easily just use any CR 2450 battery, replace it, and you're good to go. But on the wrist style, it is super easy to do. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the console style here, and I'll show you how easy it is to replace the battery and how to swap it out. So with the computer itself, there's going to be two different pins. You're going to have a pin up here on the top, and you're also going to have a pin here on the bottom. Now, as far as the console goes, it doesn't matter which way you take it in or out, but when we get back over to the wrist style, it is going to be important that it only comes in and out one specific way. But on here, you're just going to need a little punch here. We are going to take out the pin through the top. Just simply press it through, pull the pin out. You're going to do the same thing with the bottom pin. You're just going to simply press in on it, pull that pin out, and then very easily this computer will pop out. You don't need to pry it out or anything like that. You just pull up from the bottom, and that computer console or little module system will simply pop out. And then we can even press out on this plate to get the plate out. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, simply put, because you can clean it out. If you dive in a lot of the environments that we do, it's very easy to pop this out, clean that console out very easily, and get everything in the boot area cleaned out. If we flip the computer over on the back, you'll notice that it's got the exact same battery plate that we looked at on the wrist style. Just simply takes a quarter in the slot. You're going to turn it, pull the plate cover off, pull your O-ring out, replace your battery, and then you're going to put items from the new battery kit from Marias, which is a new O-ring and new battery plate, and then you can very easily replace it. To replace it, we're going to start with the back plate itself. You'll notice that the little prongs here, there's a short side and a tall side. The short side is actually going to be the top of the console. So you want to make sure that you get it oriented properly. The long goes on the bottom, the short goes on the top. We're going to simply just line it up, snap it into place, into the boot like so. The back plate is back in place, and now we can replace the computer module itself. All you do is just simply take the top where the two little prongs are, slide it down into position, and the computer console or module will snap right into place. And now we can very easily just slide our pins right back in, and we very easily have changed the battery in the Mares Puck 4 console computer. Now, to do a swap out, maybe you want to swap out, say, the console with the wrist strap and all of that. I do want to show you it's a little bit different on this because these straps are only held in one direction, and it's going to be different for each strap. So one strap's going to go one way, another strap's going to go the other way. But you do have these two simple pins here where the strap connects to the module, and you're just going to take the same punch and you're going to press in. Now, if you start pressing and you notice that it's not coming out, you're pressing on the wrong side. So on this particular one, we're going to flip it over and we're going to press out on that pin as well. That pin will very easily slide right out. And you will notice on this particular pin here, there's a little rubber bushing. That's what I was talking about earlier. It'll only go in one way. So we're going to take that strap off. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to simply press in on it. Once again, if it don't come off, flip it over to the other one. We're going to press in on that pin, pull that pin off, and very easily we got the strap out. Now, if you did want to change it with a console mount, I'll show you how easy that is. I'm going to press these pins right back out. That pin pulled out, take that computer console out. You will notice that there's a little bit of difference between the two different computers, and it's simply put, this one just has a sleeve on it that you've got to take off as well. You're going to start here on the back. You're going to pull this little sleeve off like so. You're going to pull your little color guard off there, and now you can see we have two identical computer modules. One is gray, one is blue. Maybe you want to swap out the different colors. Maybe you want to put the blue one now in the console. So you simply just slide it in like so, replace your pins, and you are good to go. Or if you want to swap it back to the wrist style, you can very easily swap it back. All you've got to do is take your little colored ring there, slide it into position, slide your little back cover on like so. And of course, this guy will obviously only go in one way as well. Just like that, and then you can very easily replace your straps. But since we've got this off, I also want to show you another cool little product that Mares has. This is a bungee mount system as well, and it's just two little extra clip systems that is going to plug directly in to the little tongs there on the side of the computer module. And once again, you're going to use a different pin. Now with these particular ones, these pins have a long side and a little screw side that just simply screws in. So if you are using these, you're going to make sure that you use the new pin. Now these specifically are not directional oriented, so it doesn't matter which side you go in. We're going to take that guy and slide the pin all the way through like so. Get it all the way in. May have to wiggle it just a little bit to get it to go in. Let's go in from this side, see if that's a little easier. Get it lined up just like that. And you're going to put your little screw. Now this does take a little Allen head here. I believe this is a 2 or a 2.5 Allen head. I'm not sure if the camera will show you there. But you'll just take that little screw part, screw it into the end there, and then once you have it screwed in, then of course you can very easily tie your bungees on to this. So if you want to change out from the strap to the bungee system, you can very easily do that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this guy back out because we're going to set it back up to the way it was. So let's get all this out of the way, set our bungee out of the way, and we are going to put our strap systems right back on. So set that pin over there. And we want to make sure that we get it oriented properly, of course. So I've got my bottom strap here, and then of course I've got my top strap here. Now one thing I do want you to look at is if you look at the straps, you will notice that there is a slightly smaller hole or diameter hole on one side than what the other side is. And you're going to start with the pin that's got the bushing. You're going to start on the non-bushing side, slide it through the large part first, and then when you slide it into place, it's actually going to lock into place with that little bushing just like that. So you want to make sure that you're using the right side to insert it in first. So this particular one is going to be this side over here. I'm going to simply just slide my strap on like so. I'm going to take my little pin that's got the bushing, slide it in non-bushing side first, get that pin started, and then you can either press down on the table or you can take you a little flat edge, something like that, and just press it in, and very easily that strap is replaced. We can do the same thing on the bottom. We want to make sure we get it oriented properly. So on this particular one, this is going to be my larger side here. So we're going to start with it on top, get it positioned, take the non-bushing side of the pin, slide it in first, get it down in there, and then like I said, you can use the table or just use a little flat. I'm just using the flat side of a flathead screwdriver here, and I'm just going to simply press down to lock it in. Now if you make a mistake as I did here, you can see I didn't get that strap completely up in there. You just simply reverse that procedure. I'm going to slide it back up, my little pin to push it back out, just like that. And then I can slide my strap back into place, get everything nice and lined up where it needs to be, and now I can very easily push my pin back through, just like that. And we have very easily replaced the strap system. So yeah, not only can we go, say, from a strap system to a bungee system, we can go from a strap system over to a console system very easily by just swapping it in and out. If you got a couple of these computers, maybe you're using one as a backup, you can very easily change the color. Maybe you change the color of your mask or change the color of your fins, and you want to change the color of your computer system. You can very easily swap them in and out very, very easily. So just like that, guys, the Mares Puck 4 dive computer can very easily go from a console mount over to, say, a wrist mount, or you can even put these little wings on it and you can go over to a bungee mount. You can change the color screens out as well. You can even change the battery very easily yourself by simply just popping off this plate with a simple quarter, put a new battery in it, put a new battery kit, which comes with an O-ring and a plate, and you're right back into business. You do not have to pay an ungodly amount of fee for a technician to do it. If you don't feel comfortable, by all means, take it to a technician. But this little computer is a user-friendly computer that you can do all the maintenance on yourself at your house or at your own pleasure. But guys, it's a very simple battery install and very simple swap out, say between a console, a wrist style, or even a bungee system as well. But let me know down in the comment section below, do you prefer a console, a wrist with a watch style setting, or strap, or the bungee system? Which one do you prefer and why you prefer it as well? But that's going to do it for today's video. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns, drop me a comment down below and we will discuss. But until our next video, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.